Well, hello, folks. I'm L.A. Little, and this is today's short take. Last week, the members at the TA Today service, I told them right down in this area that if you wanted to make a trade, multi-day trade, the gold market had set up to do that. And the reason I'd said that to them, you had a spike down with volume expansion. You get under it and test it right here, right? And you have less volume. Still volume, but less volume. Right in this area, you start testing this with no volume. All of those are neoclassical signs that, you're in support, you can't break it down, you've already had a huge decline, on and on. You could tell that this market was setting up for some sort of a larger move back to the top side. The obvious place was here. A close of the gap was the other place. And if you bring over the weekly chart, which I'll do in a second, a push back to bearishly retest regen was there too. So if you're looking for a bounce trade, this was the bounce trade, buying down into these days, which is where we bought, and then expecting this kind of a move and then selling into it yesterday. And that's exactly what we did. And the move now, if you're looking at this and you're still wanting to trade it, the move now is to let it come back into this area, preferably right around 14, and consider it there, because that's the trade next. That's the next trade. And why is that? Well, if we go to that weekly chart now, the bearish retest regen is right up here, and this is the next go-to target on this move. So in other words, if I pull this back, bring this up, look at these swing point lows that were broken, you have multiples all nested together. The odds of getting over this are like almost nil. So what do you expect to happen? Well, you expect this thing to come down. This is the high that's going to be the A point on an ABCD structure to the downside. There's the A to the B. The bounce is going to make the C at some point, right, somewhere up in here, and then you're going to get some sort of a continuation. That's the idea. Now, in between this taking place, in other words, you'd want to short up here. That's the longer term trade, but you can trade the bounce on the way down. And coming back to the daily chart, that bounce, as we just talked about, that bounce probably gets the pullback, sets up the ABCD structure to push it higher, and that push higher on the ABCD, if it happens, is going to take us right back into about 17, right? If you pull this back over, 17 is where? It's right into this retest regen bearish. That is today's short take.